Hi, I'm Rebecca. I promise I'll be short and quick since everyone wants to go home. I'm going to speak English. I hope that's okay with everyone. The Netherlands is haunted. Ghosts of early hominids wandering its shores, Roman specters haunting its cities, phantoms of tortured artists lurking in its attics. But there is something else, something far more evil haunting this land, sinking rotted roots into the soil and taking up refuge within the foundation of homes. The poltergeist of Dutch imperialism has infested every corner, embedding itself within every aspect of life. With this poltergeist, an army of spirits, victims of the inhumane brutality of the so-called Golden Age and beyond. These spirits do not speak the colonizer's tongue and cannot be reasoned with by the white man. They seek retribution for the wrongs brought upon them by their descendants. The Netherlands has a long and brutal history. Rivers of blood flowing strong and thick into the gaping jaws of a poltergeist who haunts this land. From the blood of slaves stolen from their homelands, chained, trafficked, and subjected to unthinkable violence, to Rohingya Muslims slaughtered in Myanmar with Dutch weapons in violation of an EU arms embargo. To quote the Dutch king on 1 July 2023, "You cannot hide behind laws when your fellow human beings are being reduced to animals and subjected to the whims of those in power." Yet this country exports not only weapons, but trained dogs to Israel, where they are used to brutalize and kill Palestinians. The echoes of Dutch colonialism still echo not only on Dutch soil, but in the continued brutality faced by our fellow human beings, reduced to animals and subjected to the whims of those in power around the globe. From disabled Palestinians torn to shreds by Dutch dogs, to indigenous Moluccans being brutalized by Indonesian armies, the poltergeists of the colonial past of this country are haunting the entirety of the world, accelerating climate change and brutalizing humanity and retribution. Indigenous voices in the Netherlands are not nearly as few and far between as many choose to believe. While these voices are strong, they are rarely heard, instead drowned out by those who would rather speak about than speak to. In the steps of their ancestors, they seek to override any true knowledge that might be shared, exploiting wisdom only when it serves them and disregarding that which doesn't. These wounds, too, bleed into the poltergeist's mouth, feeding into its evil power. Only true reparations can heal these wounds. True healing, led by the descendants of those persecuted, those who truly know and understand the pain and suffering that their ancestors went through. This healing cannot truly begin without leadership of indigenous communities, who long before Europeans had learned to bathe or cultivate maize, sugar, and tobacco, lived in harmony with the earth and all her children, and still do to this day. 80% of the world's biodiversity is protected by indigenous peoples, and their communities are the most threatened by the ripples of colonial violence that manifest in rising sea levels and devastating hurricanes. True reparations is not only repatriation of stolen artifacts and treasures, but also significant financial contributions and backing, in the form of climate policy, arms embargoes, and political protections. Systemic change must be enacted in order to banish the poltergeist of imperial violence that is decimating the planet that we call home. Our healing must be comprehensive and whole, guided by leaders from global indigenous communities. They have traditions of wisdom and knowledge keeping that run strong and run through generations back from time immemorial. We must heal both ourselves and the planet of the trauma and grief that has unfolded as a result of imperial violence. For these wounds must be closed before the blood they spill overflows and drowns us all. Thank you.